digital Satanan, Datoko Plexa. So, everyone, Desha Deshong. Reality of life is a portion of knowing how to include the supplement based upon our legit statement of need, because legit statement of need is an carcassonne in relation to our own conform. But the interstate based upon our form. How does the working visa work in relation to our interstate? Because our interstate is just a country versus the pronouncing of Adam. Because by Adam, the apple of the core is just a person of Eden in relation to how to call the C.U.E in relation to topography. Because in relation to topography, the off-out amount of grand issue will form into the bank fee to apply for the statana, because in that way the confluxion of our disability cannot support the pensioner. So why does the government do not know that when you were born being disabled, you can only have a certain amount of their supportive allergies in relation to your own bulk bill? So people, the math condition of blind is the carer of ness in relation to Loch Ness. But the myth of Loch Ness in relation to Israel is just a mention to proloquson our law in relation to the sender. Because in relation to the sender, the positive emission will be cupellon in relation to elastic and forming into the recent thinking. Because Carlo Zeno, in that way, the fast thinking too is just a engineer in relation to NAS, which means our pin out is a cake shop in relation to our development of knowing. So in that way, if we can comply with our own maturity to understand that the northeastern star is the truction of feng shui in relation to Tony. So Tony episode being a minimum immigrant in relation to your politics, how do you conform the allegation of law to release the depression? So why each interstate has a different amount of Centrelink in relation to their own policy? Because the antenna within ourselves is only an offer in the banks in relation to being an issue matter of 56. Anything else? So in that way, when we know the confluence of our law is the increment of life, being who you are, my friends, we will become one, including me, Alan Law. I'm purebred, yes. And one day I'll be, walking legs elephant, ruby, dingo. So I hope all of you guys enjoy my work and my story because, like I said, I'm nobody. I'm just Alan Loy. Because, things has already been created. So anyway, Tony Abbotsford, in relation to the interstate government, how do we know that the perception of our parama is only an octave of our own piston? Sort of. But in our own way, how monkey magic fly like that when he got released from Buddha. The end of his journey is the Manganang, but the sea bus to share the Throkoson of Macquarie. But Macquarie, in relation to your finance, what diplom is the SYD to share the manufacturing appointment in relation to the testaton? Because the testaton is that book out in K. So when we conference into book out in K, our streetwear is just a dumbling of weight before Buddha loses the Grushan. Is that some kind of fat to eat, like at Macca's? Using your oil to cook chips and chicken nut and what else? Is that safer to mark the franchise in relation to rotten oil? And then in relation to rotten oil, Red Rooster, how do you confirm the majority of Tony Abbotsford in relation to Macquarie? I can't pronounce the name. So in that way, Macquarie, based upon your Elizabeth, the Mackie is just a junction of your Toibun, yes, to phase, Phase, the indexing threesome. So in that way, when we compromise the interstate by disability support pensioner, then, but, it's obvious, isn't it? People born like that, we old pensioners. So in that time, when we are suvalonging into an Aussie to send the announcement of Tony Abbotsford in relation to plaintiff to apologize their own benung, which means tempting witchcraft for gamers, and to include that the governor is just a stinson of rays to bone the birth tissue per clouds and to Iden the working visa. So to Iden the working visa, Grant Eaton is just a Karlakasan of disability. But your currency, Grant, in relation to disability, what valuation is the W3C in relation to your HTML and the hypertone of cars in relation to Tesla? Because making a new car, selling the new car, upholding the new car, years 3, years 1, 4 years warranty, discount the pension. So in that way, politics, what is your intervention of knowing that Bordelon is just Leonardo, but you are venting the air, are you? What kind of air in relation to our house owners, to presumption, the plaintiff? So in that way, we are offering the discount allowance of entitlement in relation to our six-pack and to biomedia, the temptation of armament. So in armament, how do Clash of the Titan pursue the Greek Orthodox in relation to our Lebanon? Because the US Army is just a noting of your disarmament. So disarmament is that the ordering system of disarmament is that we are not confront the maturity to know that laser 3 2 1 6 8 2 4 4 1 2 8 10 4 3 2 4 1 4 9 6 1 4 3 reputation. So in that way, with the offer of discount vouchers in relation to the mechanism of law, how do we subsum the ordering system in relation to the deadline? Because our teleport based upon Telstra, privacy and Polongson. But police army, Telstra is with the government. And in Seoul, what other work is Vodafone and Seoul? And what other one is your business? But franchising the groschen of Boost. Have you not tried that? Heard on the news a long time ago. And in that way, you are processing the Tony Abbotsford in relation to lecturation by Paul. So, Richard, Jewish, the poorer the richer.